Crime is sexy.
Most useless mega projects in the world. Did you know that there's a capital city that was built for millions of people but remains practically empty? And that the US wasted $17 billion for a mega project that was never even used and remains completely useless till this day? Today we explore 5 of the most useless mega projects in the world. Before we continue, make sure to like this video and subscribe. Share your thoughts about these mega projects in the comments section below. Number 5. Interstate H3 Hawaii. Let's start with a breathtakingly scenic highway in the Aloha State, Hawaii. The stunning 26-kilometer-long Interstate H3 in Hawaii is known for its breathtaking scenic views passing through some of the most magnificent landscapes in the world. However, the construction of this highway was met with opposition from both environmental groups and native Hawaiians who were concerned about urbanization and the destruction of cultural sites. Despite these hurdles, the highway was eventually built in 1997, 37 years after its initial proposal, and was considered an engineering feat due to the advanced technologies used and its challenging terrain. With a cost of $1.3 billion or $50 million per kilometer, it's the most expensive per kilometer in the world. Despite its beauty, critics claim it's a road to nowhere, as it has no direct route to downtown Honolulu and is not widely used by native Hawaiians who consider it cursed. Despite its achievement as a mega project for some native groups, the H3 remains deemed useless. Number 4. Ciudad Real Central Airport, Spain. The Ciudad Real Central Airport in Spain was designed to be a prime travel destination for both Spanish and international visitors. As an alternative to the heavily congested main airports in Madrid, the new airport had one of the top 5 longest runways in Europe with a capacity to serve 2 million passengers annually. The project cost $1.3 billion and had plans for expansion to increase the capacity to 10 million passengers. However, the project faced major challenges and went bankrupt in 2012. The location of the airport, which was 200 kilometers away from Madrid, deterred most travelers, and big airlines chose to operate from the capital. The airport accumulated a $350 million debt and was sold to new owners in 2019 after multiple failed auctions. During the COVID-19 pandemic, the airport was repurposed as a storage facility for grounded planes due to its dry climate and spaciousness. However, the future of the airport remains uncertain as the return of normal flight operations remains elusive. Despite the initial investment, the Ciudad Real Central Airport remains effectively useless for passengers around the world. Number 3. Naypyidaw Myanmar. Next up is the new capital of Myanmar, Naypyidaw. In 2002, Myanmar's former military leadership secretly began constructing a new capital from scratch. This move is not unprecedented, as many other countries, including Brazil, Egypt, and Pakistan, have shifted their capitals in the past. The name Naypyidaw, meaning the king's residence, was finally revealed 4 months after the announcement of the new capital in November 2005. The reasons behind the shift are unclear, but it's believed to have been driven by the overcrowding and limited infrastructure of the former capital Yangon, as well as its vulnerability to sea attacks. The new capital has received over $4 billion of investment and boasts a 20-lane highway, luxury hotels, museums, golf courses, and even a 99-meter replica of a Yangon landmark. However, it remains largely uninhabited, with less than 1 million residents due to a lack of quality healthcare and education facilities, as well as economic opportunities. This has led to the city being referred to as a ghost town, with its 20-lane highway and airport often sparsely used. Despite its apparent emptiness, Naypyidaw remains a city of the future and has the potential to become a thriving capital in the future. For now, it remains the world's most unusual capital and serves little purpose for much of the country's population. Number 2. Forest City, Malaysia. We discussed the notion of a ghost city, and now our focus shifts to Forest City, a smart green city that will rise from 4 artificial islands created from reclaimed land and surrounded by an artificial forest ecosystem. The location of Forest City is attractive to investors looking to profit from its close proximity to the thriving economy of the independent city of Singapore, which boasts the world's second busiest port. The developers have already linked Forest City to Singapore through a second bridge, reducing the distance between the two cities to just 20 minutes. Additionally, Forest City will have its own customs facility, allowing residents to move freely between the two cities. The city is advertised as incorporating many environmentally friendly innovations, such as buildings with green rooftops and vertical gardens for a jungle-like experience. The city's streets will feature a multi-layer design with lower layers for traffic and parking and upper layers for parks, sports facilities, and transport hubs. The city will be powered entirely by renewable energy and is expected to be completed by 2035 at the cost of $100 billion. However, despite the initial excitement and ambition behind the project, a multitude of economic and political challenges have arisen. The majority of funding came from China, and China residents were given preferential treatment during the early stages of construction. As a result, wealthy Chinese investors flooded Forest City, driving up property prices and causing public outrage. The incoming Prime Minister banned foreigners from owning property in Forest City, causing many foreigners to leave and discouraging new investors. The pandemic and worldwide travel bans further impacted the city, leading to a decrease in sales and the layoff of more than 1,000 Malaysian workers. In conclusion, it seems that Forest City was too ambitious to begin and too politically challenged to succeed in the near future. Despite the billions invested, the city currently has a population of only 500 people, a far cry from its intended capacity of 700,000. Number 1. Yucca Mountain Nuclear Waste Repository. We come to a mega project aimed at addressing a crucial global concern: nuclear waste storage. Despite being a less talked about environmental issue, improper storage of nuclear waste can be incredibly dangerous and potentially fatal. Currently, nuclear waste is stored near the power plants from where it originated, but the scientific community believes that the safest solution is to store it deep underground. In 1987, the United States government identified Yucca Mountain in Nevada as the best option for a permanent repository. It was close to the country's main nuclear testing site, away from populated areas, and made up of volcanic ash that could absorb the radioactive waste. However, the proposal faced opposition from Nevadans and question marks over its suitability, as it posed the risk of contaminating a nearby water source used by Native Americans. Despite winning approval in 2002, the project was deemed unworkable by the Obama administration in 2010 and has since been discontinued by the Biden administration. Despite decades of planning, legal battles, and billions of dollars spent, the Yucca Mountain project remains unfinished and unused. It's never been used and remains a useless mega project. So what do you think of these mega projects?